I like to spend a little bit of time talking about the moment that we are all in together. And specifically, what we as a community need to do together and where I think we're going to head. Is that all right? We can change it. We can talk sports if you like. I'm fine with that. All right. You guys at E3, the video game conference, I've been following that as well. It's quite exciting. So, a platform for the people. That is what we are building. Think about that. A platform for the people. A platform that allows developers to be who they are, right? Develop in any language that they like and work with other people, other developers. But also a platform that you can stand on. I asked them to bring a platform so I can stand, but I guess they didn't. A platform that you can stand on as a developer and tell the world, right, to get on board. Let's create a ubiquitous, open source platform as a service technology that the people, the world can gravitate to, okay? And you all, at the end of this presentation, at the end of this conference, as you hear all of the speakers we have, need to be evangelists. You need to get the religion and help us create this platform. Not just the platform, you get it? You get the plain words? The platform. All right. So, first of all, let's just take a moment to feel good. Survey after survey, interview after interview, you ask CEOs, CIOs, managers, technologists rule the world. James, what did you say? Software is eating the world or something like that? I was just, saw this big hamburger coming at me or something, right? You all should feel great. You should be walking with a sense of pride. You should be walking with swag because, what we are doing is enabling the business folks to change the world that we live in very fundamental ways. But, with great power comes what? Oh, come on. You guys, don't tell me you don't watch sci-fi. You're probably watching the Sci-Fi Channel right now on the little interweb, right? Yeah, I got it. But with great power comes responsibility. Because let's take a moment to think about what's going on. Number one, you all are not paying attention to me. You're freaking looking at your phones. Put it down, Alex. Put the phone down, right? 90% of mobile users have their phones at arm's reach at all times. Okay? I'd like to know who that other 10% is. Because I freaking sleep with my phone. I had to leave my phone off for feedback, and I'm feeling anxious, right? But what does that mean? That means we're increasing the transactions, right? The throughput in our systems are dramatically increasing. The ability to reach our customers is increasing. In fact, most of our clients, IBM's clients, enterprise clients, are working with cloud, moving to cloud, understanding how they can use cloud to meet that demand. Here's another interesting stat. 60% of all devices that are connected will be sensors, actuators, autonomic nodes, all that kind of stuff, right? If you're in the railroad industry or the transportation industry, I'll talk about that later, this is pretty obvious, but this is going to fundamentally change not just our infrastructure, but also how we deliver technology and how we scale technology. And 80% of the data out there is unstructured. And what does that mean? If you want to get insight out of information, this is not magic, guys. It's computer science. Anyone know what Keynote Volume 2 is? I hope so. If not, you should just all leave. All right. You have to write algorithms to mine the data to understand. That takes compute power. And you need to expose that in a rational way. And most of us are actually using cloud APIs today. So you can take a glass half empty approach and feel really scared, and if you run a data center, just leave, right? Or you can take a glass half full approach and say, look, let's take advantage of this. But to do this, we need to embrace change. We have to change. We have to go through a metamorphosis, okay? Because, you all are experts in different areas. You might be a database person, a network person, an operations person, an app dev person, and you wake up in the morning and it's like going into Mad Max and you're going into Thunderdome, You guys know what Thunderdome is? I had dinner with someone last night, and they're telling me about Thunderdome. Right? 2 people enter, 1 people leave. And it's usually the network person wins. Right? 2 weeks, I'm sorry, can't have your app up. Right? You need to be appreciative of what everyone else is going through. You need to learn about what other folks are doing in your organization. Not just the technologist, to be deep in your skill, but also you need to understand the business context you're in. T-shaped skills. The Vitruvian man, right? That's what you need. Da Vinci had it right. That's what you all need to be doing, okay? But guess what? There are forces of evil, armies of folks who are trying to change who we are, okay? Trying to lock you in a particular infrastructure, lock you in on a particular platform technology, lock you in on a particular API for getting access to data, messaging, workflow, lock you in at how you build applications, right? And how users interact. Those are the forces of evil. And you all are the army that's going to combat those forces of evil. Because the journey that we have been on is creating an open cloud architecture for over the past 4 years or so. Think about it. Open hardware, okay? Open software-defined environments, software-defined networking. Open infrastructure, OpenStack. Open platform, Cloud Foundry. Open how you create your app with HTML5, Cordova, jQuery, right? Giving you cross-device portability so you don't have to, deal with the differences as much as you can across devices, right? Open from top to bottom. That is what we're trying to accomplish. So, I'd like you to do a little exercise. Since you have your phone in your hand anyway, okay, I'd like you to pick up your phone, bring up the camera. Come on, guys, just pick up the phone. You have it in your hand. Bring up the camera, okay? No music. Just bring up the camera, okay? Flip it around. Flip it around so you look at yourself. Hopefully you have a phone like not from the 80s, like this big regular phone, a modern phone. And look in the mirror. What do you see? You obviously see a handsome person, right? A handsome man or woman, I'm sure. You look stunning over there, right? But you also see an individual, right? With a diverse set of skills, motivations, a history, a background. You could be a system of record back-end developer where you know everything about Java, PHP, Perl, SQL, XML, whatever, right? That could be you. Right? Just look at your LinkedIn profile. How do you identify yourself? What are your badges? What makes you more marketable? Right? Are you a core contributor to Cloud Foundry? That makes you pretty marketable. Right? You want to be a millionaire? Right? We all do, I guess, right, to a certain degree. We all want to find that unicorn. You don't know what it is. It's that killer app. But when you see the little horsey with the unicorn, you know it's a unicorn. Right? We all want that. Right? Maybe you're a different type of developer. Maybe you're a mobile developer. Python, Objective-C, Mongo, NoSQL, JSON. You guys going to the Mongo conference? June 23rd, New York City. I'll be there. Go. Should be exciting, right? Is that what you are? A mobile developer? Are you a data scientist? And I love that term, data scientist, because there's such a religious debate. Some people hate that term. Some people revel in that term. But if you are, you know about pigs. Right? And you know about Hive, and you know about Hadoop. Maybe you use Urban Code. I don't know, right? Or maybe, and I'm sure all of you all claim to be this, I'm a full stack developer. I know everything, right? From top to bottom, I'm a pro. That's great. Well, more power to you. The point is that what we're doing here and what we have, okay, with Cloud Foundry is the ability for you to be who you are, a platform for the people, okay? Where the forces of evil can't change you, but where you can collaborate with your friends, right? T-shaped skills, to do something fundamentally special. And back in 2011, Bala, was it, right? 2011, 2012 or so, the people at IBM spoke. And trust me, that's a lot of people. It's like 400,000 people, right? That's a lot of people. Spoke and said, you know, this Cloud Foundry is great technology, and started building inside of the company, right, even before we kind of came out and said what we were doing, building applications, improving, playing with the code, working with Rob and Paul and James, talking about Cloud Foundry, right, and was very excited. And from then to now, we together have been on a journey. IBM has been on a journey, right? But we all have, all of us who are kind of here in the room, on the journey to learn more about how to better leverage the technology, but also contribute to it. And I think one healthy measurement of a technology is its ecosystem. And the ecosystem of Cloud Foundry is strong. In fact, if you got to go at Git and you look at contributions, there's an 88% increase in contributions to Cloud Foundry year to year. That is a healthy ecosystem. So what are we doing in IBM with Cloud Foundry? What specifically have we done? What are we trying to do? Where we're headed? Well, look, we spent a lot of time in this conference talking about the foundation and how this is going to work. Just because you're a founding member, a silver or gold, doesn't mean you have any influence in the community. Sorry, I don't care how much money you give or what your name is, zero influence. You know how you get influence? You earn your stripes, right? You got to pass the mustard. You got to learn, right, the code. And we've been doing that. We've been earning our stripes. We've sent a ton of folks through the Dojo program, right? I've got a great development team that has been contributing significant parts of code into Cloud Foundry over the past year, whether it's integrating with OpenStack through Keystone, working on the Eclipse tooling, the internationalization work, the admin UI. Dan, where are you? Dan, raise your hand. Thank you for the admin UI, because we use it in Bluemix. So there you are. Hey, get off the computer, man. I'm talking. Please, come on. We've been, over a period of time, taking our own technology and exposing them as build packs. But we've also been doing something else, which is, I think, very important, that you all have been doing, but we need to do more of. And that's evangelizing, starting meetups. I don't know, if you've probably looked over the past couple of months, the Cloud Foundry meetup is map has been increasing dramatically. We've been holding meetups everywhere. You all live all over the place. Meetups, start increasing. I don't care if it's the United States, China, Europe, I don't care. Start these meetups, start spreading the word, right? Folks here at Pivotal can help you get started. The foundation will help you. But we all need to start spreading the word around this, because that's how we will help create truly a platform for people. Now, Rachel, are you here? Is Rachel? Where? Rachel, hey, Rachel, how you doing? You're good? I didn't know where you were. I was looking for you. So, Rachel, I'd like to introduce you all to Rachel and to Bala. Bala's going to come speak. But those are two leaders in IBM who've been working on the productization of what we're trying to do with Cloud Foundry, but also the evangelism and helping clients succeed. And Rachel has been doing that. So Bala, can you just take a couple of minutes here? He's our CTO of Bluemix, and kind of tell to the gang here, what is Bluemix and what is the garage?
Yeah, thanks, Angel. That is a great presentation. So we're taking a lot of the principles that Angel has been espousing about how to build communities, how to build excitement, because I think what's really happening is a fundamental change in how people are building applications, and it's a privilege to be in this ecosystem. I saw a video on YouTube about some folks using Bluemix, which is our environment where we are looking at the end-to-end creation of applications, from how you develop applications, how do you push it into Cloud Foundry, how do you monitor it, and from a provider perspective, how do you scale it up, the admin UI that you talked about, what are all the challenges, how do we support multi-region, how do we support security? All of those are becoming very critical in terms of making this platform a success. And there was this really cool YouTube video. I think if you look at Bluemix and India, it's actually very cool. It's how some of the kids from IBM went down to a mall where developers hang out and try to really create awareness about Cloud Foundry and Bluemix. So what we're really doing from a Bluemix perspective is twofold. One, we want to create a very rich collection of services. Services are going to be important because that's what helps applications and more valuable applications come into being. We are looking at services that are not only IBM, but across the ecosystem. That's very critical. It's across middleware, it's across SaaS services, it's across big data. We're even putting some of our stuff like Watson into the mix in terms of services that are available to everybody. So the services and the services ecosystem is very key. The second part is, this is a new model. A lot of us are learning. Enterprises are challenged in terms of transforming their internal structures, their internal processes, to be able to support a model like this. So we have this Bluemix Garage, and I think Rachel's leading this. I think she's a very critical element of making it happen, which is how do we start bringing together our partners, our developers, together into a garage so that we can start building and prototyping a lot of these concepts and applications. So I'm actually very excited. I think translating a lot of the stuff that we learned from the community into things that we can actually create real applications with and deliver back to the community in terms of enhancements around some of the topics that I mentioned, like security and scalability and so on and so forth, are going to be very, I'm looking forward to the next 2017. It's going to be wild.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's give him a round of applause, please. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So, I encourage you, if you want to play with Cloud Foundry, you want to play with Bluemix, go to bluemix.net, go to Bala right there, get an account, experiment. If you need help, okay, if you want to engage the community, you want to learn about Foundry, go to Rachel, and she'll help you. She'll help you get involved. You know, when you look at how the web was born, the early days of the internet, does anyone know why HTML was created? What was the first use case for XML? Chris, no, you can't tell. Chris Ferris, quiet. All right, the use case for XML was the mathematical markup language, which I co-chaired, by the way. I also was on CSS, DOM, a whole bunch of other things. Right? Exciting use case. I love it, right? Guess what? Not the best use case for how we use XML today in enterprise systems, okay? So what has changed? You all, end users, are much more involved in this process. And as we go down our Cloud Foundry journey, our Bluemix journey, end users, clients are very, very important. And there's two in particular I just want to talk about that we kind of been talking about the past month or so. One was Square. Anyone know what Square is? Way of doing payments? Well, you know, they built using Cloud Foundry, using Bluemix, a set of SDKs and an application where developers can now very quickly use the Square APIs to actually perform their transactions. That's great for the hipster born on the web guys, right? Well, what about the folks who are trying to kind of bring together the systems of record, the transaction systems that we all live with perhaps a more agile process and deal with DevOps, Dan Berg. You're coming up later, right, Dan? Talk about DevOps, all right. And deal with DevOps. Well, we're all familiar with the BART, the Bay Area Rapid Transport System, right? They've got tons of sensor and actuator information on their mainframe systems. And using Bluemix, they were able to integrate that with a mobile application to allow their workforce to better optimize scheduling. And that helps us all, right? And they did it in a matter of weeks. It's a testament to Cloud Foundry. It's a testament to where the world is heading. So I'd like to leave you with 3 thoughts. OK, anybody play video games? Oh, come on. You guys are looking at E3 right now. Did you see there's a new Tomb Raider, a new Assassin's Creed? There's a lot of good, a new Battlefield. This is just exciting. I am at the conference, but I'm also watching what's happening at E3. Well, look, there's 3 things I think you need to kind of remember. Whether you're a Cloud Foundry Pro, or whether you're kind of getting started, whether you're kind of debating which technology to use. First of all, you need to learn to play, L to P. Right? Ever play a video game and there's this little section of the game that teaches you how to play? Right? You need to understand the technology. So if you're looking to contribute, learn so you can rise up the ranks. If you're trying to use, there is a community that can help you to learn to play. You are not alone. But also know that lag kills. And when I play games, I run a gaming community, by the way. So if you want to join, you can submit an application. I love playing against someone who has lag. Because I just crush them, right? They're running in place. You play World of Warcraft and you're doing an arena, and they're running in place. You just know they're lagging out. They're in Battlefield, and you react, and they're still standing there. You know that you've got a second response time monitor, and they don't, right? That's awesome. Lag kills. Our business folks need us to be quicker, right? So with a Cloud Foundry, with a platform for the people, right, we can be quicker in developing these applications. And then the last thing is avoid the grind. You might enjoy killing 500 sheepies in order to get one level in your game. That might be fun for you. It may be fun for the first hour. After that's no fun. Pound no es bueno, right? Or hashtag no es bueno. You want to avoid the grind. Reuse the services, the build packs, the open technologies that are out there to then focus on your development. If you remember those three things, you evangelize and become a preacher for Cloud Foundry. We all, in the next conference that will happen in 6 months from now, I don't know where, but I'm sure it will happen in 6 months. I'm hoping for Hawaii, right? We will double, triple the size of this room, and we will have truly created a platform for the people. So thank you.